I don't know. I really don't know. Like, man, mental illness is a hell of a thing. But bigger than that though, education is a hell of a thing. You know what I'm saying? We do stories before where we talk about stop having a whole heap of picnic if you're in dire poverty, because it seemed like to be something that is rampant within our society. Now people say SouFlo, so what I try to tell me say poor people not to have picnic. Well, we must just come and live our life on earth, and because we poor we don't reproduce, leave any life behind, and then there's no trace of us after a while. Nah man, have the picnic them and make them come suffer with the rest of it. Someone actually told me that. Have the picnic them, make them come suffer with the rest of it, because me not see nobody dying of hunger in Jamaica. What says you? Leave your comments in the comment section below. Welcome to SouFLoTV again, everybody. It's your host with the most, and this one we're going to talk about a baby with them dashway. And this time I'm not talking about dashway as in I'm talking about dashway as in throw the baby inside of a pit toilet. I don't know if you come from a stush life, or I don't know if you come from a place like where I come from, where we have pit toilet. To this day we have pit toilet on our property. We also have inside flush toilet like all other fancy houses, but we also have a pit toilet. Matter of fact, when I go to Jamaica, I like to use the pit toilet because it perched on the edge of the property and one hill drop down so, and I can hear people business, you know, people are walk and talk on them cell phone. Girl, let me tell you, Mr. last night to see, I come from up at the boy yard, you know, and I'm in the pit toilet like this. And you can peep through the board them and see who I talk, and then you just listen to them conversation. I knows him, me know. But anyway, bigger than that. So the St. Mary police says that they have identified the baby that was found in the pit latrine in a place called Cox Peace, St. Mary, yesterday. Bobette Morgan, superintendent of police for the division, told the media that the woman in question is currently hospitalized. So they know who she is, and she is hospitalized. In question. Health personnel indicates that based on the state of the baby, it appears that the mother gave birth last night. I guess she cut the umbilical cord herself and dashed the baby in the toilet. Dumped the infant in the latrine right after delivering the infant. The child is said to be currently in stable condition at the St. Mary Hospital. Residents indicate that they heard a cry around 8 o'clock on Wednesday night, and they went to investigate the crying. They discovered that the child was there, but they were not able to retrieve the baby until Thursday morning. Yo, so you can imagine the baby spent the whole night, because they heard the baby crying in there Wednesday night, and they went to investigate. There was no mother in there. It's just hearing the crying. But you know, a pit latrine dark, and even if you're gonna say light to buckle torch or bring a light over there, you're not going to be able to go down in there. Well, I wouldn't go down in there in no night time. So they left it. Probably go party and do what them do, go at them yard. And then they came back the next day, and when they came back the next day, they heard the same baby crying, and they went and retrieved the baby from it. Morgan added that there had not been any decision taken regarding the arrest of the child's mother as of yet. New update says that residents in Cockpiece in a deep rural St. Andrew, so we around a backside part around a country there, so have dubbed as Moses the baby. The day-old baby retrieved from the pit latrine in the community on Thursday morning, likening him to the iconic biblical figure who was saved and catapulted to greatness. Now, a lot of people are saying there are great things in store for this baby. God has a plan for you, baby boy, in life. And that is, well, right now I don't know if it's a boy, but God has a plan for you, baby, in life. And that is why you were able to survive that whole night in all that doo-doo and crying, and you made it to the next morning to where you were rescued. God a miracle God, man, from long time. And I work miracle until today, you see it. Me I'm not Christian, but me believe still, said a man named Campbell, who admitted to being traumatized by witnessing this episode. God is a good God, and that baby could born from nearly 7 o'clock and in at the toilet, no feeding, no nothing, straight back until that 9 o'clock next morning, and still live. No rat no bite him up or nothing, no insect no bite him up or nothing. So that baby was in that pit latrine. I don't know if you believe in miracles or luck. Which one do you believe in? Miracles or luck? Because this baby was in a pit latrine, pit toilet, you know. For those of you with fancy stuff, the baby was in the sewer, where when you flush your toilet, all the poo-poo goes. That baby was dumped in there, and that baby stayed there from about 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock Thursday evening until the next morning, 9 o'clock. All through the night. And that baby, they said the baby never get no bite, no rat, no insect, no nothing. Not one thing harmed this child. Just laying there in the poop and probably crying. Residents of Cockpiece expressed outrage after the incident yesterday, but they believe that the child is a legacy and a faith and faith. I call the baby Moses because God protect that baby there in the toilet from in the early morning, evening, until after 9 o'clock the next morning. Moses, man, exclaimed a resident who gave her name as Valerie. Just like when them put him in the river Nile, God spare him for a reason, a greater purpose. So after the shocking news broke on Thursday about the newborn being dumped in the toilet, Friday's revelations were exactly akin to the scripts of a Lifetime movie. Horace Campbell, the brother of Dwight, claims to have been in a relationship with the mother, who is now in the hospital. He says that they have a 4-year-old son together already, but the two have since been separated. According to Harris, who sometimes participates in the overseas farm work program, he has not been seeing the Clarendon woman. So she's from Clarendon, he's a farm worker, they live in St. Mary, right? He hasn't been seeing her. She disappeared from the scene. He says they have a child together already, and he's now hearing that this new baby is also hers, and she's the one that dumped it in the toilet. Her name was withheld because she has not been charged yet, since she visited in January or February this year to pick up some items for their son. That was the last time I see her. That was January of this year, to pick up some items from him for the son that they have together. Let me stop and say something first. We are now in November. If she come, well, we are in the end of October. Tomorrow is November. If she came to you from January, she must have came with a truck to pick up supplies from January till November. You must have given her a large sum of money. But here we have another situation with an absentee father. That's what it seems like. Or a father who is barely there. Because I don't understand how you see your child in January, or the mother in January, and then in November is when you're saying the last time I saw her was in January. Then again, people live crazy life and run up and down all over the place, and maybe that's the reason why they're not together. Maybe she's unstable here, you know what I'm saying? Because you have some people like that. When they're stable, they're good. When they're unstable, they just go off the rockers. Like, pack them bag, leave, you can't be found, and all kind of something. So I'm not so much blaming the man, but just I said. He told the news team that she turned up suddenly on Tuesday, and she was pregnant, and she was claiming that the baby was his. Okay, I will help you until the new baby is born. Then we will see who the father is what he told the woman. So she come and try fling it upon him. Say a feme baby. But he's saying that the last time they had relations were 2 years ago. I mean, they were in a relationship for 2 years, and the last time they had relations was a long time ago. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. If the last time he saw her was in January, that baby would have had to have been born in September if they had sexual relations. If it was the end of January, I'm doing some time mapping here. If it was the end of January to sometime in February, like he said, then in October, when the baby is born, could very well be his child. Okay? So, she come, she tell the man, say, it's his. Him say, okay, me help take care of it until it born. When it born, we're going to go do a DNA and we're going to find out exactly who the father is. The resident alleged that the woman gave birth on Wednesday around 6 p.m. and as the baby was born, she dumped the baby in the toilet. She then went on the road, bleeding and crying out in pain for Horace to take her to the hospital, claiming she was about to give birth. A whole deception scene. Threw away the baby, you know, dash the baby in the toilet already, you know, and then a ball with, you know, after you give birth. I don't know if y'all ever seen it, but I have a bunch of kids and I've been there for all the births. So there's a whole lot of bleeding and stuff that come out after she dashed the baby, cut the umbilical cord, dashed the baby. I don't know if she stuffed up everything back inside her or she passed out the afterbirth, but she went on the road right after, bawling and bleeding and crying for Horace. Come carry me go to the hospital, saying she was about to have the baby. She cut the baby nipple string, throw the baby in the toilet, come out on the road and call me, Horace said. So my sister called me on the phone now and she tell me, say, she hear something like, say, my baby mother voice over there, so I call me. Horace said he took the woman to the St. Anne's Bay Hospital where she was admitted there. On his way back home, Horace said that she called him to say that she had given birth to a girl. So now I know that it's a baby girl. I didn't read the story before. Meanwhile, back at the house in the community, neighbors are discovering a trail of blood and tissues that led to the outdoor toilet. Tissues meaning not tissue like where you use wipe your doo-doo, you know. We're talking about tissues like body tissues like gray pieces, matter, will look like that's some clumpy something will come out after the baby born, look like liver, like raw liver. So they're seeing these things and they're seeing blood leading a trail back to the outside pit toilet where they heard baby crying the previous night before. My daughter looked in the toilet and she said, Jesus Christ, mommy, see the baby in the toilet there, you know? And the baby a move, mommy, the baby a move. The baby a cry, Valerie said. An alarm was raised and residents led by Dwight retrieved the baby, put a big ladder down in the toilet hole, went in and got the baby. Dwight then drove his motorcycle with a pillion passenger who cuddled the baby to the towel, inside of a towel, to the Gale Health Center for treatment to be administered. Meanwhile, Horace said he's willing to undergo a paternity test to verify if he is the father of the newborn. The baby is a community baby. It has to stay here, Horace said. We want to tell him the journey that he went through. And for those of you who don't know, some part in a country we say he when it's a she. Yeah man, him same one. But we're talking about, I think we all do that all across Jamaica, but me know say in some part of the country we definitely do that for sure. Yeah man, I him same one, instead of saying a she same one, we say I him same one. So he's saying that the baby is a community baby. The baby has to stay here because the community wants to tell the baby the story. Alright, in my closing opinion, I'm going to say this. Again, we have a situation here where I don't think this lady was sure about who the baby's father was. And I think she was going to try to give this man a jacket, or maybe it could very well be his. She might have had multiple partners around the time she got pregnant, but because he wasn't willingly accepting of the baby as soon as she said, it's yours, then she figured, man, the only way we can get rid of this cause, you know, the other man, I don't know, good man for the baby. I mean, the women do this all the damn time. Not throw a baby in toilet, but have abortion or give baby to the wrong guy because they think this guy is more stable. Him did it in the front anyways, so he will take care of the child. And a lot of people are not questioning of these situations, so they just take the baby and end up hold a jacket, right? Horace, he wasn't willing to hold a jacket. He said, me will help take care until the baby born and we do a paternity test and we find out who the true father is. Fast forward to another update that was released recently. I saw it yesterday in the Star that said he is willing to take care of this child whether the child is his or not. He's willing to step up, raise this child, and be there for the child financially whether the child is his or not. He still wants a paternity test to make sure, but he is willing to do that. And of course, the whole comment section fill up with real men devout still. Real man still devout. Now that's a real man, and so on and so forth. Let me ask you this in closing this video. I often have an issue with people who are not men themselves, because most of the time it's a woman saying that that is what a real man is. I don't know how a woman qualifies to say what a real man is when she's a woman, because I don't know no man that's qualified to say what a real woman is. Now, judging by standards then, if you're a stand-up guy, if you're a stand-up woman or a stand-up person, you pay your bills, you handle your responsibility, you take care of home, your children are well groomed and well provided for, you know, carry yourself out on the road, bata and look like, you know what I'm saying, any dasher garbage, then you people can say, your man is a real woman that, you know, she take care of her family, she hold her family down. Her husband travel on farm work. He's not here for 6-7 months out of every year. And guess what? The woman that never yet see her go dance with no strange man. You know, see her walk out on the road. She, you know, is from work to home and about her children. Them is a real woman that. Them kind of thing there make you judge people and say, yeah, it's a real man that, or a real woman that. Is this what it takes to be a real man? A woman fling a jacket give you, and you're supposed to say, like the brother where the woman give him 7 kids and 6 of them was a jacket and his only 1 was his. And he said he loves her so much, his love is so great for her, that he is going to continue to be with her and be in the life of these children that are not his. Mind you, these children, he raised them because some of them are in their 20s. I think the oldest one is like 22 or 27 or something like that. And he's now finding out that none of those are his, but he raised all of them. So does that make you a real man? Is that what qualifies a man to be a real man? That you have to accept a jacket and raise it? Or is this a scapegoat, get out easy way for some irresponsible woman who has multiple partners, and obviously multiple partners without protection, and don't know who the father of her child is? Leave your comments in the comment section below. It's SouFLoTV, man. I'm glad this baby is okay, and I definitely believe that this baby was spared for a reason. You don't have to believe in what I believe in now, but I definitely believe so. Nothing in the universe happens just by luck or chance. I'm out. Peace.